Hi, thank you for clicking to watch my video. I hope you will get some useful information at the end of this presentation. So, good day ladies and gentlemen. I am Jantika Ganesan and today I will be presenting about one of the disorder in DSM-5 section 2 criteria and codes, which is feeding and eating disorder. So firstly, what is feeding and eating disorder? Let's see. According to the American Psychiatric Association, published in 2013, feeding and eating disorder are characterized by a persistent disturbance of eating or eating-related behavior that actually results in altered consumption of or absorption of food, and this significantly impairs physical health and psychosocial functioning. Now, let's move on to the types of disorder. Like other disorders, feeding and eating disorder too has a few breakdowns, such as anorexia nervosa, bulimia nervosa, binge eating disorder, avoidant or restrictive food intake disorder. Firstly, let's see the statistics. The diagram shown are the statistics taken from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, which was published in the year 2019. The statistics on the left shows, according to the study report, the range of lifetime eating disorder were 8.4% for women and 2.2% for men. The range of 12-month eating disorder prevalence were 2.2% for women and 0.8% for men. And after 27 other studies, the total point prevalence of any eating disorder are 19.4% for women and 13.8% for men. Moreover, the statistics diagram on the right showed in the increase in eating disorder over the study period, or from 3.5% for 2000 to 2006 period to 7.8% for 2013 to 2018 period. This highlights a real change and for the public health and healthcare providers. Now, let us get into the type of disorder once again. Firstly, anorexia nervosa. So, what is anorexia nervosa? Let's see. Anorexia nervosa is a disorder that is characterized as abnormally low body weight, food restrictions, have an intense fear of gaining weight or becoming fat, and having the desire to be thin. These are the examples of those having anorexia nervosa. They intend to get worried of their body size and their body weight, even though they are thin. For example, this girl is worried because she stood on the scale and found herself heavy, even though she is actually thin. Next, bulimia nervosa. Bulimia nervosa recurrence and inappropriate compensatory behavior just to make sure they don't gain weight. For example, of behaviors such as self-indulgent vomiting, misuse of laxatives, diuretics, fasting, and excessive exercise. These pictures show Are those women vomiting by self-indexing as they think they are ugly, they are fat, or they have gained weight, yet they are actually not? They think they are not pretty enough, so they are worried of themselves. Thirdly, binge eating disorder. So, what can we say about binge eating disorder? This disorder happens when someone gets a lack of control over eating and recurrent episodes of binge eating. Lack of control eating overeating means they can eat much more than normal even when they don't feel hungry, whereas binge eating episodes are associated with eating much more rapidly, eating until feeling uncomfortably full, eating large amounts of food when not feeling physically hungry, eating alone because of feeling embarrassed by how much one is eating. They don't want to show how much they are eating. The following are examples of person having binge eating disorder, where he eats too much at the same time. Did you see the picture? Lastly, avoidant or restrictive food intake disorder. This happens when a person has an eating or feeding disturbance as they will have lack of interest in eating. They show by persistent failure to meet appropriate nutritional or energy needs associated with significant weight loss, significant nutritional deficiency dependent on enteral feeding or oral nutrition supplement. Yet, this disturbance is not better explained by lack of availability of food or by associated cultural section practice. This picture shows the girls avoiding food as they didn't want to eat those vegetables. Now, anorexia nervosa, binge eating disorder, bulimia nervosa, or avoidant or restrictive food intake disorder. What are the symptoms of this disorder? Let's move on to the symptoms of people having this food feeding and eating disorder. Symptoms are physical or mental feature which regarded as indication a condition of disease or disorder in a person. So firstly, change in personality. There will be change in personality, behavior and attitude in a person such as they will have sudden mood swings. Secondly, they will have negative self-esteem when they are extremely concerned with their body size, with their body weight, and their body shape. Unhealthy exercise habit is also one of the symptoms where people carry out exercise excessively or even workouts excessively. Not only that, dangerous dieting or clean eating. This means those having this disorder will practice with fat diets including cutting out food groups such as no sugar, no dairies, no vegetarianism, and no veganism. They also withdraw from social activities and even from their own usual friends. They are obsessed over appearance by checking in the mirror for perceived flaw in appearance frequently. They are obsessed on their shape and weight. Symptoms are examples such as hoarding and hiding food under the bed is also one of the symptoms they are having feeding and eating disorder. Without anyone's knowing, they will eat secretly because they feel uncomfortable to eat around others. Last but not least, the treatment for feeding and eating disorder. Firstly, having self discipline by listening to your heart, to your body, having self acceptance to how and who you are, and most importantly, love yourself. Secondly, developing a balanced relationship with food by letting go of rigid eating rules. For example, if you have a rule forbidding all desserts, maybe you can change it to a less rigid guidance like I won't eat desserts every day, which means you are not banned from eating desserts forever, but just on a certain day. That could be easier for you as well. Also, by not dieting and cutting your meals, sticking a regular eating schedule and not eating late can also be a treatment for this disorder. Thirdly, reach out for support by choosing the right time and place where you can start a conversation with someone you know and tell them about the feeding and eating disorder you face. They can be your loved ones, your friends, your family, or even your relatives. They can be anyone as long as you are comfortable to share with them. You can ask them help to overcome this disorder too. Then you should not look down on yourself. That is the most important thing. You shall accept and love yourself. The moment you start looking down on yourself, you will start hating yourself. And eventually, that leads you to these feeding and eating disorders. So, prioritize yourself and love yourself. Try making a list of your positive qualities, which means list out your good habits such as you like helping people, you love to keep others around you happy, and so on. And definitely avoid and stop body checking. It is not only on checking your weight and size that ends up making your body and you yourself worried. Not only that, all of us shall also do other activities and help ourselves, such as calling a friend, listening to music, doing our favorite hobby, hanging out with friends, and many more. Lastly, avoid relapse. By this, developing a solid support system, for example, surrounding ourselves with supportive people. They can be those who are really ready to help us out when we are in a bad time. They can be those who don't make you feel down when you are in any bad situation. You can also write and keep up a journal. This is to keep tabs of your mind thoughts and what is bothering or running in your mind. Well, those are some of the examples of treatments that can be done or followed by those who are having feeding and eating disorder. Now, this is my infographic poster on spreading awareness about feeding and eating disorder to the public. Creating infographic poster is definitely a great way to help spread sepsis awareness. They are quick to read and much more information available just at a glance, and definitely attractive too. Not only that, infographic poster associate concepts and ideas with iconography. They actually tap into this process power with helping people get engaged more deeply with the content as pairing visuals with help text people. They comprehend and remember information more effectively than just reading or listening. So, that's all from me. I hope you have gotten some useful informations and understandings about these treatment types, symptoms of the disorder. Thank you for listening, and all I want to say is please do take care of yourself. You matter the most. Love yourself and never look down on yourself. Please, if you have any disorder or symptoms of having feeding and eating disorder, you may also follow the treatments to overcome this disorder. Thank you for listening once again. Have a good day.